I thought they were bad ESN, so I gave the guy 130 for the 7 Plus and 220 for the X.
And they're both unlocked?
Yeah, both. SimLock is good. No iCloud, no FMI, nothing, man. Put Verizon in there at work, put Sprint in there at work, so no
Very
tech
nice.
screens. I needed that, man. That boosts my confidence a little bit.
How much profit do you think it's going to be on those two?
At least 200, man. Got to be at least 200.
Very nice.
Probably squeeze a little more out of them if I want to wait a little bit.
Nah, don't do that.
Turn and burn, man.
Oh, that's right.
I was gonna pick up another one tonight, but she stopped responding. We had the meetup location locked down, and then she's just like disappeared on me.
That's okay. $200 in profit for the day without it being over. Still not a bad.
Yeah, and I was working on the trucking business the whole time too. So
Nice.
can't beat it.
Didn't you just join Next Level like a week ago?
What the heck?
All right, guys.
Don't
well,
move to Houston, man. The traffic here sucks.
Oh, no worries. We're going to go ahead and dive into everything. I think you posted a screenshot, though, Justin, so we'll go over that, too. There's that. There's that. Screenshots of people. All right, guys, we're going to get started in 1 sec. I just had to find the screenshot. There it is. Boom. All right, guys, let's get into it. So we started the recording. It's good to see you guys all here. We got 15 people on here. Edward, Darius, Francisco, Andy, Arthur. Let's see who. Oh, Brenda, the amazing Brenda. Christian, Darius. Did I say hi to Darius? Guys, we got some people that have been in this business for a while. We got people like Darius and Brenda, grizzled veterans of the industry. Good to see you, Francisco, as always. Costillas, Jesus. Joe, Mr. Wood that we were just talking to. Justin joined about a week ago, picked up 2 phones already today for about 200 in profit total, which is very good. Kevin, Mufasa, Sam, Superman. Let's see what you guys, what's up, Joe? Jesus says, Superman closed 2 out of 7 deals yesterday and got 2 Note 9s and then iPhone XR. Fantastic. iPhone says, I see the prices are dropping like daily. Should we stay away from iPhones until prices drop? Absolutely not. Just offer a little bit less. If you want to be safe, whatever you appraise it as, take off 8% from what you appraise it as, and you should be just fine. If you look at wholesalers, a lot of wholesalers are still buying at fine prices, and they're not scared. So I figure if they're doing it and some of these wholesalers are getting in hundreds of phones a week, then I'm okay buying a couple phones that I'm going to flip on eBay. That is a good concern, though, but I wouldn't worry about it. Especially when everything's priced right, everything sells. There's 182 million active people on eBay. iPhone picked up, Craig Spin. Yeah. When you get it correctly, when you get a price correct, everything sells. Elon Musk had to ask people for rent money. See, we like that. After he bought Tesla, see, we like that. Maybe that means I need to spend some more money on something. Probably that's what I need to do. When a phone is unlocked but blacklisted by T-Mobile, does that mean it's bad ESN? Yes, absolutely. As long as it shows unlocked on SIG-W in green, it's unlocked. It doesn't matter if it was originally from Sprint, from Apple, from T-Mobile. If it shows unlocked, then it's in green, it's unlocked. However, the ESN, if you're selling it as clean or bad ESN, that's 2 different things. But if it is blacklisted, then we do sell those as clean ESN. And if it is clean IMEI, depending on how long it's been activated for, and if it's a phone or a watch or tablet, depends on what we sell it for as well. And that video in the back office, in the appraisal section, the final video that says what to sell is clean or bad IMEI, that will give you all the other details to look for, because there's a certain length of time for phones that's different than like tablets and Apple Watches. Darius says, chillin'. I see you over there grinding, Darius. Back in the game, kicking butt. Francisco says, I have a PayPal question if you have any advice. I might have some advice. So let's do this. I follow the sheep but not getting enough leads. Andy says, I'm following the sheep but not getting enough leads. Well, I think you just joined a few days ago, Andy. So you just make sure it compounds. Just make sure it compounds, because sometimes it can take a couple weeks for everything to compound. Make sure you're posting on the sheet in the back office. So one day in Letgo in each of the 3 sections, the 2 places on Marketplace, all the places on Craigslist. And what I would do, Andy, is I would do it for a week. I would get a backup phone, which is somewhere in the ad section training, I think. Do that for a week. And if you're still having issues within 4 or 5 days, take screenshots of, let's say, 30 of your ads from all different platforms, like 5 to 10 ads from different platforms, and post it in the group. And by doing that, then what we will be able to do is really analyze and critique all the different things. It's really helpful whenever like someone has an issue, when they screenshot all the like big screenshots of everything, and post it in the group. That way we can really see what's going on. Like when someone posts in the group and they say, all the guys are tough in my area, I can't get anyone down in price. What they're really saying, they don't know it. What they're really saying is their negotiating skills aren't that good. So if they can post it like, a bunch of screenshots of their message negotiations, then we can look at everything and we can tweak it. It's the same thing with ads. But I wouldn't worry about it. You're just kind of getting started. But I do it for about 4 days, Andy. I do it for about 4 days on all the platforms. And then if you're still not getting at least 15 to 20 leads a day from one phone, then post screenshots of 5 ads per platform. So 5 Craigslist, 5 Letgos, 5 marketplaces, and 5 of any others that you're doing, and post it in the group. Just make it one big post, because that will let us look at everything. Francisco has a PayPal dispute. Yeah, we could talk about that. Well, let's see. What's up, RJ? RJ, I've been bragging to people about you all week long, RJ. RJ, guys, in case you guys weren't on, he came on the group chat about a week ago. In the month of August, he was working a full-time job, getting off work around 9:30 at night, and did $6,500 in sales and profit. Did over $20,000 in sales, over $6,500 was profit, working about 15, 20 hours a week. But RJ will tell you he built up to it. RJ will tell you he's been posting ads, I think he said every day since like March. Okay, he's been going through training. He's been taking action and consistently getting better. Because one of the things we know, guys, is none of us would ever expect to be expert in all the areas right away, because we have appraisals, we have ads, and we have negotiating. And last time I checked, no one is born an expert appraiser, no one is born an expert negotiator, and no one's born an expert at getting their ads to stick on all the platforms. So you have to go through the training. You have to try it out. You have to learn, and every day you have to get a little bit better. But as you guys will find, now in the beginning, it's always the hardest. In the beginning, it's always the hardest, because you spend money on a program that you don't want to spend money on. You're not sure if the program works. You don't have any faith, and your skill set's probably not that good. Because again, we're not taught this in school, right? I mean, maybe I could ask my good friend Justin Wood, but I don't think they taught Justin Wood how to appraise iPhones in high school. At least they didn't for me. So we all have to go through the same process where we learn, we grow, we implement. In the beginning, it's always the hardest, because you're working the most and you're getting the least amount of results, even though you can still be picking up phones. But then eventually it flips over where you have everything dialed in, because you stayed the process. You went through training, 30 minutes of training every single day in the back office. You put up ads every single day. You reached out to 20 people a day. You responded to all your leads by following all the training. You got better and your skill sets got good, and you eventually get to the point where your skill sets are so good you work less and make more than you did in the beginning, because you know every trick to getting your ads to stick. You know every trick to getting people to close, so you're able to close more people. You're able to retain more profits per item that you close, and you're able to get your ads to stick. So literally you're able to work less and make more. It's a fantastic thing. RJ says, aggressive with the work and patience with the results. Fantastic. So let's not forget that, guys. Let's not forget that. We're in this for the long haul. We're in this to put in time over 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months to develop the skills to make $1,000 to $2,000 a week in profit consistently in this business for at least the next 5 to 10 years, if not for the rest of your life. That's why we're in this. We're not trying to be experts at this in 2 weeks. We're trying to buckle down and learn the skill sets that we need to master this. So A, we can make money on this, or if we go into another business venture, it's nice to know you'll be able to come back to this and anytime you need to and start working 15, 20 hours a week and make another grand, and start making $1,000 plus a week in profit. You can't do that, though, if you don't put in the time to master your skill set, to get better, to go through the training, to tweak it, to sharpen the axe, as they say, right? What's that? I forget the guy. I think it was Abraham Lincoln said if he was going to chop down a tree for 6 hours, he would spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. You have to go through training. You got to go through training. That's why on the sheet it's 30 minutes of training in the back office every day to get better, to figure out why your ads aren't sticking, to rewatch training videos. Because if you watch a 50-minute training video and then a couple weeks later you go back and watch it again, you might find you pick up on a couple extra things that you didn't catch originally. Sam, when he got started at the next level, he was picking up 1 to 2 phones a week. Now he picks up 3 to 4 phones a day pretty consistently. There's been some videos he's gone through and watched like 5 times. Because when it's like an hour-long or 30-minute or 45-minute video, and you go through it one time, you get what you need at that point. But after you've leveled up a little bit and maybe a few days or a week or two, you go back through it again, it just reinforces everything. I've gone through, there's a gazillion videos that I've gone through multiple times in different things. Sometimes they're YouTube videos, sometimes it's training I'm going through, because I know that if I go through it again, I'm going to pick up on other things, and I do. That's why I do it. If it didn't work, I probably wouldn't go through it. So this is what we'll do. I like answering PayPal's questions because I'm really good at it. But I also want to do a message negotiation because that's what I said we were doing today. So we will start off with the message negotiation, and then if we have time, we will go over the PayPal dispute. And then if we need to, we'll hang out for a couple more minutes, unless the watermelon stand closes early today. But I don't think it is. So if we got to hang out to answer some questions, I'm happy to hang out with you guys. Because as you guys know, I like hanging out with you guys. And also, I know if you guys are on this group chat with me, you guys are serious about the results you want in your business. You wouldn't have invested money into a program and then be listening to a guy in a tank top unless you guys were like really serious about taking your business to the next level. So although, of course, it's not my responsibility to make sure you guys have success, I still want to do everything I can to try to provide some additional value if I need to, and if that means hanging out for a couple extra minutes to answer a couple extra questions. You guys know that usually I am more than happy to do that, unless, of course, the watermelon stand or the ice cream place closes or like there's a phone to get. But I don't think there's any phones to get at this moment. So let's dive into it. So what I want to do, guys, is I have a message negotiation of mine that I want to share with you guys. I actually shared it with the people on VIP yesterday, but it's just a good thing because it's about the reach out method. It's one of the combos I did yesterday that you'll just kind of see the structure of it. So it's good because it follows up with kind of what we did Monday. Then I'm going to look at Justin's message because Justin posted his message, and I'm very so thankful when people post their messages. And then we'll go from there. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. I mean, I'm running the group chat, right? So I guess it's kind of like it has to be like a plan. So let's see. Boom, 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 boom. I want to make sure that there's nothing on here I should hide. All right. No, there's not. All right, guys. So this is the reach out I did yesterday. So we're just going to go through everything. Now, if someone would be so kind as to tell me some of the rules for basic message negotiation. It could be like reach out. It could be anything. Just some rules that we follow. So I should probably put on my seatbelt in case Sam hits me with a big bucket of something. Okay. So one of the things we know with message negotiation is the biggest rule. Dang, David's even holding the door for Sam. Okay. One of the main things that we know is that message negotiation is the most like sensitive thing. So let's explain this. If you're face to face, so whenever Justin Wood walks into the place to buy his vehicles from, his commitment level is pretty high. Justin said, all right, I know what I'm doing. He decided to get up in the morning. He's going to drive there. He walks in. He sees the person. He knows the salesperson is going to try to sell him, which Justin probably likes because Justin's probably ready to invest some money so he can, flip this money in the truck business along with the phone flipping business. But he walks in and he's face to face. His commitment level's pretty high. Now let's say Justin calls up and he just has a couple of questions about some trucks. So he calls up the company. His commitment level is not as high. It's easy for Justin to exit that company because he's on the phone. Think about if you guys have ever done this. You guys ever walked into a car dealership? You walk into the car dealership, you know the car salesman's going to try to sell you, okay? You know you're going to be stuck there. You guys know that, right? Sometimes I drive by car dealerships and I want to go in, but I know I just don't want to get caught up and I'm not ready to buy. So I will like drive to the car dealership and then I leave. Also, I don't like where I feel like the U.S. economy is, so that's another reason I don't buy a car. But it's like, there's like, when someone makes a commitment to walk in somewhere and they're face-to-face with you, their commitment level is very high. Now imagine you call the car dealership. You call the car dealership, okay? And then you're calling the car dealership, and let's say you have some questions. And let's say they're like, yeah, and let's say they start to pressure you. It's easier for you to just like hang up on them, okay? Or just be like, I'm not interested, and hang up. It's easier for you to get out of that conversation. So certain things that we could do face-to-face and certain aggressive statements we could make work better face-to-face than like through over the phone. So like an example, right? Let's say because I used to sell cars. So let's say who's going to come into the car dealership. Let's find who is going to be the willing participant to come in. Let's say Bobby comes into the car dealership. And I'm trying to sell Bobby a car and all this good stuff. And then I'm trying to get Bobby to trade in his car. And Bobby's like, I'll probably just sell it on my own. I could say, a good thing that I could say is, no worries, Bobby. I understand you could sell it on your own. I could ask how much he's trying to get for it. But deep in the negotiation, I could look at Bobby and be like, listen, Bobby, let's be honest with you here. You're a busy person. You said that you work so-and-so, you work 45 hours a week. Do you really want to spend the time to list the item, to take pictures of it, to put it on all these platforms, and potentially wait for people to message you? Maybe they will, maybe you won't. Some people will show up to the meetup, some people won't. Do you really want to go through all that junk just to make another $50 or $100? Now, that's a good thing to say face-to-face, but when I say that, can you guys, especially you guys veterans, feel how I'm creating a little tension here? Because I'm challenging the customer's perspective. I'm basically calling them out and saying that's not true. That can work face-to-face, though, because even though there's a little tension, their commitment level supersedes the tension. If I say that through messaging, even though I'm kind of calling them out, a lot of times it might be too much tension, and then they might go away. You guys kind of understand that? They might just stop responding. Through message negotiation is like the least commitment that they have. Because if you say something that slightly offends them in any way, they'll just stop messaging you back. For them to leave the car dealership, that's like a big commitment, okay? And that actually makes them, they could feel kind of awkward giving up and say, you know what, I'm done, I'm leaving. Hanging up on you, a little bit easier to do. Just stop messaging you back. That's pretty easy. They just stop messaging you back, okay? They just don't message, they just message someone else, okay? So message negotiation, it's like we're walking on eggshells. We have to be very aware of the levels they are at and very aware of how committed they are. And anytime we say something that could create some tension or or anxiety or like anything negative, we kind of want to be aware of it and we want to do things to try to not go down that route. So, thank you, Sam. Okay, dish is done. All right, so I'm just going to copy paste everything Sam says. And of course, Justin says, lead by asking questions. Absolutely. So guys, this is just going off of Monday's group chat. I'm not going to spend an hour going over the thing because it was on Monday's group chat. It's in your back office. So, of course, I said, is this available? The guy says yes. I said, okay, great. No issues with it, right? I looked at the listing. I saw there were no issues. He says, no problems at all. It's only unlocked to GSM or prepaid services, though, like T-Mobile, Simple Mobile, or Family Mobile. Of course, I'm going to assume that it's not unlocked. Okay, I'm going to assume that it's Sprint. So I look at it as Sprint. I appraise it as Sprint. I went a little bit lower than what the top is I could do because whenever I'm offering guys, I always offer a little bit more. It gives me room to negotiate. You want to look at negotiating as a long haul thing. In the beginning, I would like always offer my top dollar right away, but then it didn't give me any room to negotiate. And it's important to offer a little bit less than the top dollar for two reasons. One, a percent of the people will accept your lowball offer, and you'll go make $150, $350, $500 in profit on an item. Let's ask the team. Team, give me a 3 in the chat if you've made $300 or more in profit from a single item you've ever picked up before. I just got to know. Someone give me a 3 in the chat if you've ever made $300 in profit or more from a single item you picked up. I got a 3 from Mustafa. I got a 3 from Aaron. I got a 3 from RJ. I got a 3 from Arthur. I got a yes friend from Cisco. I got a 3 friend from Cisco, all right? I got a 3 from the wonderful, the amazing Annie, okay? Guys, now $300, that's not some bad money, okay? Let me ask another question. Would someone just tell me in the chat the most amount of profit you've ever made from a single item before, if you know? And if you don't know the exact amount, maybe a guesstimate. Because I want to see if anyone here has made more than $300 in profit from a single item. Arthur made $550-ish on a single MacBook Flip before in profit. $550-ish on a single MacBook. There was a couple months ago, I picked up a sealed 512 Max Verizon for like $400, okay? And I think it stayed locked to Verizon, so I think I only made $400 in profit on it. Boo-hoo, Aaron. So one of the reasons we offer a little bit less is because a percentage of people will accept the lowball offer, and making $550 or $300 on a flip is better than making $25. Well, we don't make $25, but it's better than making $55, for example. Yeah, Brenda, the MacBook, it's somewhere in the group chats. I saw you ask the question. I have no idea which group chat it is. I don't know. But I know it's back there. It's one of them. I think I put the word Anthony in. I'm not 100% sure. We got a bunch of group chats now. So one of the reasons is because you can make more. Now listen, if you're picking up an iPhone 6s Plus, you're not going to make $400 in profit. But when you get to the higher end items, there's more ability to. Okay, so let's make sure we're on the same page. The second reason is it gives you room to come up a little. Okay, now let's talk about this. I want us to all be on the same page. You ask the customer what they want. You offer the customer $350. The customer says they want $700. You use some negotiating strategies, the 3 levels, the 4 parts, hard, medium, and soft offers, and soft phrases to get the customer down to $475. But when you stay stuck at $350, there's nothing wrong with this, but this can create, so we're looking at we're playing chess game. We're playing the chess game, and we're saying, what can we do now to potentially, if a situation 5 moves down the line comes up, what's something I can do now to make it easier to win 5 moves down? And one of the things you do is you offer a lower dollar amount. Do you think the customer that's at $700 that went down to $475 is feeling some sort of way when you're not coming up at all in your price? Do you think that they're not getting a little aggravated with you? I'm not saying you can't win these things, because you can. But I'm saying if you're like a normal person, like Justin is like a very level-headed, he comes across as like a very, like, he understands business and he's a fair guy. So if a guy like Justin Wood wants $700 for his phone, and I'm using the 3 levels and the 4 parts and all this good stuff to get him down to $450, but I stay at $350, do you think Justin is not going to be it's not going to feel some sort of way, and it's not going to create some tension that I'm not coming up at all for my price? Brenda's a pretty nice person. I mean, she seems like, I like to watch her stuff on Facebook. She seems like she's friendly. She's about family. I love all that stuff about her. But if I'm negotiating with someone with Brenda wants $700, I get her down to $475, and I'm originally at $350, and I don't come up to $350. Do you guys not think Brenda's not going to feel something along the lines of, I mean, come on, you're not going to work with me a little bit? What's going on? You're not going to give way a little bit? I understand you want to make some profit, but give way a little bit. So it's nice when I offer $350 and I can come up to $440 is my max, because then I can come now. A lot of times they'll come down more than I come up, but at least it kind of feels like a win where when we meet at, let's say, 410, let's say we meet at 400, they came from 700 to 400, I went from 350 to 400. You guys kind of see that? So this is very important, right? This is another reason why we always offer a little bit less, because it it just, okay, the person, they didn't come up as much as I went down, but they came up a little bit. They're trying to work with me a little bit. They're coming up in price. It allows you to stay in the game a little bit. So that's another point. Okay, so we're going to go through this kind of fast because we're already at 7:28. Okay, great. No issues with it, right? No problems at all. It's only unlocked at GSM or prepaid services like T-Mobile, Simple Mobile, Family Mobile. I have no idea what any of that means, so I just appraised it as Sprint. I said, okay, cool, no worries. So I like how the guy is saying all these things. I like how he's saying all these things. Whenever someone types a lot, guys, what's that mean? They're fairly invested in the conversation because I like it. They're invested in it, and they're giving me their attention. And I'm all about keeping their attention and trying to keep them around a level 2. Okay, great, no worries. Since I have to, so I just make them an excuse now. Since I have to get it unlocked for AT&T, would you do $320 if I met you today with cash? Now, I'm not going to get it unlocked to AT&T. So this is kind of like a white lie. So if you don't like white lies, you use another excuse. Another excuse would be, okay, great. Because the new iPhones are coming out this month, is there any way you would do $320 if I met you now with cash? Another one you could do is I buy and sell. Because I actually buy and sell phones. Is there any way you do $320 if I met you today with cash? So I do that, and then, of course, I got the dollar amount. I have the medium offer because we always use medium offers if I met you now with cash. 2 benefits. Always have 2 benefits. Always have 2 benefits. It actually was AT&T first, but $350 is my lowest. Okay, so I guess it works for AT&T. But I'm appraising it as Sprint Bad ESN. So I could do 2 things here. The first thing I could do is I could try to get the IMEI. Okay? So I want to ask you guys a question. I could do 2 things here. First thing is I asked them for $320, and this is for an XX Max, good condition, no issues. I asked them for $320, and he came down only $30 apart in my price. So sometimes I will try to get them to send me the IMEI if we can't come to terms on price, so I can run it on SICW to see if it's unlocked or not. What do you guys think I should do here? Do you guys think I should ask for the IMEI or just try to negotiate on the price? What do you guys think? That's right. Sam says negotiate. We're going to negotiate on price because it's easier to do, and also because we're so far in price, we're so close in price, it's just easier to negotiate. It's just easier to negotiate than like the commitment level that the customer has to go through of sending the IMEI. Sam says too early in the combo to ask for the IMEI too. Absolutely. Maybe if I'm like 4 to 5 offers in and I can't work them down in price, we stick to the price, stay on the price, don't fall off on the price, then we'll get the IMEI. The other thing is, guys, I could actually accept it at $350 and still be able to hit the profit that I want. I'm going to try to get them a little bit less, but if worst case is, I could just go up to $350 and be happy with it. But because I always like to try to get a little bit more, and, let's go ahead and try to get them down. Okay, cool. We can't do $320, so I just make the offer again. Okay, cool. We can't do $320. It's just the new iPhone's 11 coming out soon, and the price on the Maxes might fall. So standard, whatever it's called. Standard thingy. What's that called? Standard excuse, and then I'm trying to do that. And then I say I'm mobile too. So I'm trying to throw another benefit. Like I'm mobile, right? There's no games. I'm serious. He goes, I'm really not trying to go that low. This phone is in perfect condition with dual slot already. But if I don't get rid of it soon, I'll let you know. Now, what's he doing right here? The dude's starting to exit the combo. If I don't get rid of it soon, I'll let you know. Now, what I could do is I could, so let's zoom in a little bit. We're going to go right here. If I don't get rid of it soon, I will let you know. Now, what's that? He's starting to exit the combo. So he's kind of saying he's not really staying with me like he was before. He's basically saying, he's kind of starting to exit the combo. Now, I could hit him with some other negotiations, but my strategy now is I'm happy to come up a little bit, especially because $350, I can hit my profit margin. I'm just always trying to get a deal because I'm always trying to make as much money as I can. And if he's, I was just trying to accept the first lowball offer I was going to send out. Then he says, I already have a person willing to spend $385 on it. Now, what's this mean? What's this mean? He says he was willing to do 350 was the lowest he was willing to go, but he already has someone willing to spend 385 on it. Well, what does it mean? It means absolutely nothing. Because, yep, he's trying to sell me, and it means absolutely nothing. Because if he said he wanted 350 was his lowest, and he had a guy offering 350, why the heck is he talking to me? He should just go sell it to the guy for 380. He should just go sell it for 385. That's what he should do. But because he's talking to me, I know that either he's lying or that there's something about the terms that is incorrect, right? So maybe the guy was willing to do 385, but the dude can't meet up till, December 31st or something like that. Or the machine was going to offer, whatever it is. There's something with that. I said, no worries. So we always just ignore this. We always just ignore this and stick to the negotiating. Okay, I said, and it being in perfect condition helps a lot, to be honest. So this is what we're doing here. I said, I do need a max. So he says it's in perfect condition. So if I go up from 325, from 320 to 250, or from 320 to 350, and I jump up too soon, then what can happen a lot of times is instead of negotiating us being at a 350 to a 320 price point, if I'm too quick to jump up to 350, then what can happen a lot of times? A lot of times I can get a message that says something along the lines of, actually, my wife told me I need to get 400 for it. Is there any way you could do 400 for it? So if I'm too quick to jump up to his price without making it seem like it's kind of tough for me to go there, if I'm quick to jump up to his price at 350, I might be quick to jump up another $20 or $30. And the last thing I want to do, and I messed this up, I showed you a convo where I kind of messed this up. It was like a month or two ago on the group chat where I was too quick to jump up to his price. And then when he came back to me later, basically, in the terms of this convo, I was at 320, he was at 350. I was too quick to jump up to 350, and when he came back after he had the phone and was ready to sell it in a couple of days, he wanted 400, and I had to end up paying like 385 for it. So I actually had to go up in price. I still made more money on that deal. I wouldn't do that in this case because 350 is my max, but it was like I kind of shot myself in the foot a little bit. I learned a lesson, right? One of the things with this business is self-tweaking yourself. Once you learn these things, you'll be consistently tweaking yourself. But I want to make sure I don't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and accept the price for 350, but I'm going to make sure that I don't do it right away and don't jump on it. So I said, and it being in perfect condition definitely helps, to be honest, because he said it was in perfect condition here. And I said, I do need another max. I said, you do 350? I got the cash already on me. So I'm asking him if he'll accept the offer of 350, which is what he said. Now, I made a mistake here. Can someone show me the mistake? Aaron, you make mistakes? Guys, I make mistakes all the time. The thing is, though, I'm really good at everything else besides the mistakes. The mistakes are usually always small, and then I'm able to tweak the mistakes. Francisco says, you sound too eager. That's absolutely right, because I said I got the cash already on me. Cash already on me is a benefit. And if I'm just asking him to agree to the price that he originally said, I don't need to try to sell him on this. You guys understand that? So I'm coming off a little bit too desperate on my end for this because all I'm asking him to do is agree to his price. So I made a little mistake here. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 1 or 2. It's not like a big deal, right? There's bigger mistakes, maybe mistakes, little mistakes. But I came off too eager with that. So now we have to make sure this gets fixed. So he sends me pictures of it. I like when they send me pictures because that means they're putting effort into the deal because they're sending pictures. I said, it looks good. That helps out the value for sure. So I'm appreciating him for sending the pictures, and I'm also trying to justify me willing to come up another $20, $30. I said, you let it go for $350? So now I'm asking him to, because he didn't answer my question, so I got to re-ask it. You said you let it go for $350. I'm re-asking it but now I'm not putting any benefits because benefits come off to eager and needy, and we don't need any of that here. Yep, that's my lowest, but if we meet up, I have to wait on my girl to come back with the car. So it sounds like he's got the phone, he agreed to the terms, now he's got to wait for his girl. Now, we're not going to say, all right, sounds good. When your girl's ready, let me know. Or when you get the car, let me know. Because we go through RWOCM. So we agreed on the offer. We agreed on the... Where are we at? Somewhere. So we agreed on the offer. We agreed to the close. Now we're on the meetup. And as we know, we want to go we want to keep going as farthest as we can through RWOCM. So what I want to do is I don't want to stop right here between C and M. I want to lock down the time and the place because that solidifies the deal. So now let's go ahead and do that with soft phrases. Oh, okay, cool, no worries. And I'm happy to pay the $350 because of the picks. The excuse is because of the picks. The picks looks good, right? Again, I'm not coming up to $350 too fast because if I do, he might come back and tell me he wants more for it. So once she comes back with the car, you'll be able to meet? I think that's kind of a soft question. Yes, I will. Okay, cool. Any idea how long till she gets back? So now I'm trying to lock down the logistics, but I'm not being too needy or desperate. I'm not saying, great, meet me in a half an hour at the Starbucks. No, we're gonna figure out the time and the place by asking a little question at a time, so we're moving forward through the convo without coming across as needy or desperate. Any idea how long till she gets back? Right? So I'm confirming that when she gets back, he'll be able to meet. Then he says, yes. All right, now let's figure out when she'll be able to get back so we can start to plan this. Any idea how long till she gets back? And the phone already have OtterBox and screen protector on it too. So I like this. He's selling me on it. So I said, nice, exclamation mark. We could debate the exclamation marks. I put it there because he said a long thing, and I said one word, but I had the exclamation mark. So it's like if you said, Aaron, you're not supposed to put exclamation marks. He said a long thing here. I said one word. So he's investing more here than I am, but I'm expressing emotion with the exclamation mark that kind of balances out the length of what he said. If we want to get to the nitty-gritty, okay? I can't say I'm about to give her a call now. Where are you located? I'm in Creve Coeur. How about you? He says South City. I said, okay, cool. Could we meet at West County Mall? Again, a soft phrase. Let's meet at West County Mall. No, that's too strong. Soft phrases, soft phrases. Everyone here should be using soft phrases. Can we meet at West County Mall? That's 21 minutes from me. How far is it from you? I said I'm about to head back to Hazelwood, which is where I stay, 20 minutes from there. So I'm letting him know it's about the same distance, right? Because if I'm 5 minutes from there and he's 21 minutes, he might want to be closer to him, and I don't want to do that. And the mall is about 20 minutes from me too, so that's not like a white lie. That's the truth. Okay, cool. When she gets here, I'll let you know then. I said, okay, cool. I said, all right, sounds good, I'm here. And I like saying this, okay, sounds good, I'm here. Because it's, okay, sounds good, I'm here, right? I'm here, I'm ready to do business. It's kind of like I'm very solid in the combo. So that's that. He never hit me up, and then I followed up with him yesterday, and I guess I could follow up with him again today. But that's kind of a convo that I thought you guys might want to see because it was further ahead than any of the reach out method combos that we did on Monday because I had some time to do a little bit of digging. Of course, you guys see following the structure, following all the stuff we talk about, and that's that. You know, that'll be, if that deal comes through, it'll be $80 in profit. You know, $80, $80. So that's that. All right, so now let's look at Justin's combo. So, boom, boom. All right, let's see where we at. All right, so now we'll do a different message negotiation. Now if this is putting up ads, we know an ad is different than a reach out. Ad's different than a reach out because you're in power, people are pursuing you, they see an ad, there's not you chasing them, it's like they're talking to you. So there's some of the same rules apply, some of the different rules apply. So, how much for an A+ and 7+ will you pay looks brand new? So what do we know? We got a A+ and a 7+. Rachel's right to the point. Brand new, looks brand new. So we know we don't have to ask the condition. Oh, anything wrong with them? Justin said. Looks brand new. Yeah, it's still a good thing to say because they could look brand new, but they could be water damaged and iCloud locked and all those other things. So, yeah, that's not a bad thing. Nope, just locked. iCloud lock, No company. So I like this. I like this. He's verifying the details. She says locked. He's verifying it. Also, notice the length. He's keeping it very short, okay? It's good to do okay, greats, and okay, and awesomes and all that, but it's not needed now because she's right to the point and he's right to the point. Maybe if he has to ask a couple other questions, then we'll throw in an okay, great. Nope, company. Ah, cool. I like that. I like that. Ah, cool. Which company? So because she's right to the point, look at this. She's not using full sentences. How much for a 8+, 7+, and 7+ will you pay? Looks brand new. Okay? So it's not like a hello. How much would you be willing to pay? She's not using full like English sentences. She's kind of getting more right to the point. So he's mirroring that. Very good. And then he says which company? AT&T. All right, so now we got that figured out. So now we got 2 phones, good physical condition. They're locked to AT&T. Woo! I like that, Justin. I can give you $350 for both phones. Perfect. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. Why do we say this? We always say, well, Ryan's so big. I can give you $350 for both phones. We always make an offer on both phones. This is exactly how we teach it. This is exactly how it's done. You say, I can give you $120 for the 7+ and $170 for the 8+. It's too confusing, it's too long, and what if she likes the offer for the 8+, but she feels you lowballed her a little bit for the 7+? So you can actually shoot yourself in the foot doing that. So of course, anytime if someone has 20 items, you appraise all items. Awesome. I can give you $1,245 for all 8 phones. All 8 phones. That's how you'd say it. Justin said, I can give you $350 for both phones. So very good so far. Justin's getting right to the point and making offers fast. Of course, as you guys know, this is how it's supposed to be. We make offers right away. This is what we do. No thanks. No thank you. Got a better offer. All right. What level is she? Brenda says 3. I need to know what level she is. And guys, if you don't know what I say with this, when I say you need to know what level is she, and you guys don't know the levels and the scripts per level, you want to jump into your back office and make sure you go through that negotiating training multiple times till you get this down. Because if you don't have this down, you are losing a lot of money. Yeah, I'd say around a 2, 2.5-ish, 3-ish. She says no thank you. I'd say about a 2.5. We always go a level down to be safe. So I would say treat it as a level 3. I'd say treat it as a level 3 to be safe. Oh, Justin said, uh-oh. Okay, oh boy. Oh boy. Justin. Okay. Oh boy. All right, so Justin says, what were you looking to get for it? Now this could work. This might not work, okay? Sometimes if they're a level 2 or 3, they will respond to this. Sometimes they won't. So you know what? It's all good. I'm just shopping around. Actually, it's all good. My aunts, cousins, dogs, grandmas, niece knows someone that'll give me a mega mansion and $5,000 and a round trip to hang out with Grant Cardone. I'll just go sell to them, and you'll lose them. Let's see what happens. $300 a piece at least. Okay, so it worked. But it's always better to be safe here. It's always better to be safe here because if you respond with a level 1 when there are 2 or 3, it can work, but you do run the risk of them at that critical point them exiting the combo. So it's something it's very important. I would have of course done it at a level 3, but since you responded, let's see what happens. No worries. You see, I'm buying something. Okay, see, so we need some intent here. No, you said no worries, which is good, but then you go right into the excuse. The 4 parts of an effective counteroffer. No worries, they are great phones. And to be honest, I need more AT&T iPhones. It's just I buy and sell and need to make a little profit. Would you do any less if I met you today with cash? The intent is very powerful. No worries, they're great phones. And to it, we need that intent there because we need to stop any potential negative tension that could be created. No, thank you. Got a better offer. So she's a little offended. She's a little starting to exit the combo. What were you looking to get, 100? 300 a piece. And then you said, no worries. You see I buy and resell for a living, so I need to make a little profit. Would you be willing to do any less if I made today with cash? So you're kind of like, you're kind of like trying to take. You're trying to take kind of like her energy. How much is she looking to get for it? You're pulling that. You know, you made an offer she didn't like. You're pulling it, but you're not giving her anything. We need to give her something to even out that kind of energy, which is they are great phones, and to be honest, I need more AT&T iPhones. When you say those two intent lines, shows that you're on her you're on her side, you're on her page, right? So I'm afraid that she's going to fall off and become a level. She's more likely, not guaranteed, but she's more likely to fall off and become a level 2 or a level 3 and exit the deal. And without us having the opportunity to make 5, 6, 7, 8 offers. So you guys kind of feel that? How much do you charge to lock them? Lock phones usually for parts. Carrier lock, it's only the original carrier. It can be unlocked permanently. I'm sure they are. Okay, there we go. Now, Justin. All right. See? Fine. Okay. This is good. I'm sure they are great phones, and I'd love to buy them. You guys see how that just feels better? You guys see? Do you guys feel that? Could you guys feel how the conversation was getting a little stale? It was like it was all about Justin. It was originally all about Justin, but now Justin's saying they're great phones, and I'd love to buy them. Now he's becoming more about the customer. Would you be willing to do 400 if I made today? This is getting. Now we're getting somewhere. Let me check with my son because I don't know if he still wants to sell. He's using an iPad now. I'll let you know after school. Sounds good. 2 exclamation marks. I wouldn't put the 2 exclamation marks because that comes off a little bit too excited. We don't want to come off a little bit excited. If you have any other devices, buy some watch as well. I would say sounds good. I wouldn't put the exclamation marks there. It's not that big of a deal, but it's all these little things going to add up as well. When you put exclamation marks, those convey emotions. And the tone of the conversation matters. So like the way that I'm kind of communicating with you guys now, I'm not too excited, right? It's kind of like I'm excited, but there's like a solid base. I'm not needy or desperate for anything. You guys can like it. You guys can not like it. You guys can watch the training. You guys can't. I don't care. The training works. If you go through it, it'll work. If not, well, you know, it's kind of on you. But I want everyone to be successful because I want you to have the freedom this business has. But at the end of the day, if you don't, you know, it's not on me. That's on you. I'm making 6 figures a year profit in this business already, working 20 hours a week. So it's like we want to kind of have that same tone here. You guys kind of say that? We want to have that same tone here where it's like, I want to do your business. I want to work out a deal, but I don't need it. And if you put too much emotion, the exclamation marks convey too much emotion. It's like it can make it seem like you want the deal more than they want the deal. And if you come off across that you want the deal by putting exclamation marks and smiley faces, as I'm kind of over-exaggerating here, but to make a point, a bunch of exclamation marks and smiley faces, Rachel's going to feel like, oh, this person really wants the phone. And they wouldn't be conveying all this emotion if they didn't really want the phone. So let me go ahead and try to get some more money for it. That's the problem. You can create customers that want more money that originally didn't if you put a lot of like exclamation marks and smiley faces and convey like, and you convey more interest. The exclamation marks convey more interest. And if you come off as conveying more interest than Rachel is, then it makes it seem like you need the deal more than her, and that's a very bad position to be in. Of course, Justin, it's like if you ever watch any of Mr. Cardone's videos on YouTube where he's negotiating on the phone, he's kind of talking how I'm talking right now. He's not saying, yay, I'm so excited. See, that's too much. You guys kind of feel that? He's saying, sounds good. Let's make it happen. The tone is like it's a business tone. Overall, not bad, Justin, especially you being in the thing for, I mean, a couple little things we could tweak. overall it's not bad. I would have treated it like a level 2 or a level 3. But overall it's not bad, Justin. And it's not bad. It's not bad, Justin. It's not bad. Little things I would have tweaked, but it's not bad. Not bad. All right, guys, that's what I got for you guys. Now listen, I'm gonna stay on here and answer some questions. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I've been drinking a lot of water recently. So you guys give me 3 minutes. I'm gonna come back and answer any questions, and we'll hang out for another 15 minutes. Questions? You're like, Aaron, you just get up like that? Of course. So, all right. So we had some questions. So let's start with Francisco. Had a good question, and then we'll answer some other questions, and then we will go from there. Mr. Francisco, you are up, sir.
Yeah, this one's a little weird, but the PayPal dispute that I'm having is I sold this guy 4 sealed iPhone X's, like 3 Maxes and an XS. He's saying that they're not Verizon for some reason, even though they're Verizon. Stick Deli says Verizon. He's asking them to return them, basically. I mean, I'm probably just going to take the return or whatever, but I don't know. I thought about fighting it, but I don't think it seems like it's worth fighting. What are your thoughts on that?
So, yes, there's no need to ever fight those. I would just take the return. But it's important, of course, to word the return correctly. So, just like did you respond to him yet?
Yeah.
So, when you responded to him, did you kind of, do you have I guess just kind of roughly run through what you said when you responded to him?
Well, he sent a dispute through PayPal, not through eBay. And it's been like, I think at this point, it's been like over a month, a little bit over a month. He's basically saying that they're not Verizon phones and that he either wanted like a $700 refund or to return the items. And I wasn't sure what to respond. So I just responded saying, hey, I'm not sure what you mean. These are Verizon phones. I showed him like pictures of 6W showing them all to be Verizon. And so I don't know what the deal is with that. My theory is that it was back when Verizon would still unlock them after, like, right away. It was during that time frame when, like, now, because I know now they lock them for like 60 days or something like that. So my theory is that they probably thought that they were unlocked and now they're not. He was probably going to lose money because of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would just take the return. But of course, I'm trying to find the chat where we did this. Leads, negotiate. Aaron makes a mistake missing the formula answer. Blah, 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 blah. And the power of consistency. Where is this at? Repeat business. Step-by-step process. The training. Live appraisal drills. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere back there. Yeah, you just take the return. Just take the return, but of course, worded how we teach, where it's oh, no worries. Feel free to send it back. I personally inspect and ship out every phone that I send, so I know these phones were sent to you correctly. I know these were the correct phones. However, I want you to be happy, so feel free to go ahead and send these items back to me. And then as soon as I get the items back, I will inspect them. And then once I have inspected them and verified that they're in the same condition that they were when I sent to you, then I'll give you the refund. Wording it like that, of course, makes it seem like you care about customer service. It does three things. A, it makes it seem like you care about the customer. You're also speaking to the PayPal rep, so in case they send back the wrong item, it shows that you are fully confident in the item that you sent out, and there wasn't any like, oh, I'm not 100% sure. So it was very good, that thing that you did. And then what's the third thing it does? The third thing it does is it, in case they're going to try to pull some funny business, it scares them away from that. Oh, this person sounds real serious. He says he's going to inspect the items. He knows that once he inspects it, he's going to send me the money. And some people that will try to scam you, it sounds like he doesn't want to scam you. It sounds like it's just like what you said.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like the refund request is the difference of an unlocked price compared to a carrier-locked, Verizon-locked price. But it just kind of helps set everything up. But yeah, you just take it back. That's exactly what I do. I always take anything back. Anytime someone says something, I just say, take it back. I don't want to, my friend, I don't want to deal with their BS. Send it back to me. I will resell it. I will sell it to someone else.
Okay, because he offered two, because he said he's going to send them two of them back. He said he'll keep two if I give him like a $200 and, let's say close to $300 in refund, which is basically what I would end up getting for them if I resell them. Is that still good to do, or should I just take them as well?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I might just take the, if did you sell them as unlocked or carrier locked?
I sold them as carrier locked, Verizon, at
Okay.
ESN.
Yeah, if he's asking for a discount of the difference in price of what you would be able to resell for, then I would just do the refund.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Also had another question about the conversation you were having earlier. How come you didn't go meet halfway from 320 to 350? Is there a reason you didn't do that? Like, let's say 335 or something.
I could have pushed for it, but because he was starting to exit the convo, and I could have came up to his price and still hit my profit margin. I didn't want the potential tension that could have been created of a medium offer to outset the benefit of just meeting up and doing it right away. But that's something I could have done, and sometimes I'll kind of fluctuate. But it would have been totally fine to say meet in the middle.
Because I've done that a few times, and I've lost a few deals when I try to meet halfway and then they just stop responding. How do you go about knowing when to go meet halfway and when to just take their offer?
You go by feel. This guy, I made him like two offers, and you could tell he was kind of not caring, and he was starting to leave the convo. He wasn't there with me. He goes, if anything changes, I'll let you know. So because I could feel I was starting to lose him, I came up in price. If he said stuff that would allude to the fact that he was like a level 1 or invested in the combo, I would have pushed for 320 again. If he was somewhere in the middle, I would have said meet in the middle. So a lot of it is just by feel. The more message negotiations you're in, the just kind of better feel you get of it and which is the best route to take.
Okay. Thanks.
Nope, no problem. All right, guys, let's see what other questions you guys have. If anyone here posted questions, we got a bunch of people on here. Just repost a question in the chat if you would. So let's see. I was thinking there's still possible sale with Rachel. How would you follow up with her, says Justin. Let's take a look at that. I'd message her, and I would message her right now, and I would say, hey, Rachel, just seeing if you got a chance to talk with your son. That's what I would say. So let me write this out right here. Hey, Rachel. Just saying if you got a chance to talk with your son yet. Very, very, very like friendly and open. Hey, Rachel, comment. Just saying if you got a chance to talk with your son yet. Re-engage. Re-engaging is very important. We're always re-engaging. Let's see. Sam says, what can we say if they say Apple or another store can pay more? So if they say that their wife says they need to get more money for it, if they say that Apple can pay more, if they say that whatever it is, that is just, and that's all a price objection. That just means they want more money. So we ask them how much they were looking to get for it. That's just a standard price objection. You just ask them how much they were looking to get for it, and you go from there. Sometimes those places can pay more. So ask them what they were looking to get for it. And then you go from there. Because here's the thing. If Apple was willing, let's say, Sam, that you offered them $300, and Apple said that they were going to give them $400. Let's say that Apple really could give them $400. If they were happy with the price of $400, they would not be talking to you. They would have already went down to the Apple store and sold those suckers. So because they're talking to you means that there's something about the terms that they don't like, or they're lying. They could either be a straight up lying. Sometimes they're telling the truth, but sometimes it's like Apple's going to give them $400, but it's in store credit. Okay? You're giving them cash. So then you could say, hey, no worries, you know, and then you could do some research. You can always do some research and figure it out. You could do some research. You know, some people have told me they can sell to the Eco ATM. Sometimes I'm making like well, let's talk about one thing at a time. So the first thing is sometimes you can use it as leverage, because sometimes you can go to Apple's website and say, oh, it's a gift card. And you can say, all right, no worries. How much were you looking to get for it? And let's say $500. Let's say they say, oh, I'm looking to get $450. Well, then you could say, oh, no worries. They're great phones. It's a great phone, and to be honest, I need another X. Since Apple is only going to give you a gift card, or they're only going to give you a store credit, a gift card that you can only use in Apple, and I'm willing to give you cash, would you do any less if I made today with cash? So, you know, we do a little research, we think outside the box, and then we can use those specific things as leverage. Now, sometimes what you can do is you can just match it. So I had a guy that had it was an unlocked phone, and he said, and I made the guy a lowball offer, and the guy said that Verizon was willing to pay more, and I said, no worries. Sometimes the price that he said Verizon was willing to pay was actually a price that I was happy to pay. I said, no worries. It's a great phone, and to be honest, I need more. It was like an S8 Plus with a cracked screen. I don't think it was cracked screen. I don't think they buy cracked. I don't know what it was, okay? I buy a fair amount of phones. But I said, sometimes those guys just give you, sometimes they just give you like store credits or a trade-in towards something else. And since I'm willing to do cash, is there any way you'd sell it to me for, and I named the same price. It was like $65. Is there any way you'd sell it to me for $65 if I made it today with cash? And he said, yeah. And I went up and I bought it from him with cash. And I think I sold it and I made like $75, but I paid like $65 for it, right? RJ says, correct, only to store credit. Oh, Sam said something that he was reposting. Oh, okay, so that's that. Any reason why you haven't taken it to them, or is that combative? So what do you mean by that, Christian? Apple Store is only credit. Let me see. Maybe I'm missing something. How's everyone doing? Ha 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 ha. That's funny. You guys are funny. Asking to the lead. Oh, yes, Christian. That's a very good point. So if you say any reason you haven't taken it to them, that gets combative. That's a very good question. That gets combative and it falls off. It's getting distracted. So the customer says, Apple said, so I'll just write it out because I want you guys to feel it. I want you guys to kind of feel it in your gut. Customer says, okay, us. Awesome. I can give you $300 for it. Customer. I'll pass. Apple said they could do $340. Thanks, though. If we say any reason why you haven't taken it to them. Customer. Haven't gotten around to it. Haven't gotten around to it. That's a 30-minute drive. So they'll give you all these things. But what I don't like about this, and this is, any reason you haven't taken it to them, I would do this if I was face-to-face. This would work face-to-face. My personal opinion, I don't like to do it through messaging because it's kind of competitive, and it starts to get off. Not all the times, but it has the tendency to start to get off the price, and we want to stay on price. I haven't gotten around to taking it to them yet. Us. Now, you could say, Aaron, this might give me leverage, right? Or they might say, what if they say, my sister's out with the car, but she's back in 30 minutes, and I plan to then. Well, where do you go from there? Okay? Where do you go from there? So in a worst-case scenario, this is worst-case scenario. Where do you go from there? Well, it's a great phone, and I would love to buy it. How much would you do any less if what were you looking to get for it, right? Maybe you could come back with that here, but then you just wasted all this, and this just tied it up. We want to be saying only words that have the highest tendency to move it forward. So then this just becomes fluff. If scenario number two, customer says, I just don't feel like driving up there to Apple, and I work a lot and don't get off till they close. So what would you say to this then? What would you say to this? Well, no worries. Would you sell it to me for $340 if I met you when you got off work with cash? So you guys see, that's a very good question you asked, Christian. But following it, doing it, Aaron's way, doing it the way that I teach, the best case scenario of any of these things, you're going to end up at those scenarios anyway by using the 3 levels and the 4 parts and following the process. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario is you get someone like this and then you kind of get stuck and then you're kind of battling uphill. Does that kind of make sense? So when you follow the 3 levels and the 4 parts, just like Sam says, it moves the combo forward and you're sticking on price. One of the reasons of the whole kind of big picture of what I teach, why it works so well, is we stick to price. We don't kind of get distracted and go over here. We stick to price. We stick to negotiating. There's too many variables. What happens here is, no thanks, I'll pass. What happens here is when the customer says, I'll pass. Apple said I could do $400. Thanks, though. No worries. You have a great phone, and to be honest, I need more excesses. How much were you looking to get for it? Customer says, $400. Yeah. Well, you have a good phone, a great phone. It's just that I buy and sell. I need to make a little profit. Would you do any less if I met you today with cash? Customer, $350, but that's my lowest. And then you do some research, and then you put, I want to buy it. And I'm pretty sure, so now we could use some of the new knowledge and incorporate in there. I want to buy it, and I'm pretty sure that Apple will just give you store credit. Would you do $340? Since I'll be paying in cash and can even come to you. Now, you could put the even come to you, but I just like came in cash. So you see it's better to follow the process. But very good question, Christian. That was a very good question. That was a very good question that shows your thinking. All right, guys, any other questions? Oh, shit, it's 8:15. Any other questions? Any other last-minute questions? Any other last-minute questions? Going once? Going twice? So, nope, not ice cream tonight. I've been eating healthy tonight. I've been eating healthy the last few days. Which is why I'm down like 5 pounds, because I was fluctuating weight. All right, guys. It's great hanging out with you guys. Guys, stay the course. Stay with the process. Keep going through the training. It's not about having all the answers. It's about getting a little bit better every single day. You guys have a great day. Bye.